lot of people want to turn, like you're saying, to the national stuff, which is important.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
You know, you want to know your U.S. representative and your U.S. senator and all that, and the president. But I mean, like, I would argue, is voting for president very important in this state? I mean, like, we're not a swing state.
No.
You know, we're a red state.
Yeah, I think either are the reddest state in the union.
Exactly. I'm not one to bet money, but if I did, I would bet money on the fact that whoever's running in the next presidential election, this state is going to go red.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. If it's going to be Trump will win. If it's going to be Carson will win. Yeah.
Whoever it is.
It's going to be them, yeah.
My whole point is, like, I always argue that state legislatures and your state representative, your state senator, is way more important. And people, you try and ask people who that is a lot of the time, they have no clue who it is.
Which I just double checked myself. I knew Langford, and I wasn't sure if Inhofe retired or not.
But see, that's national.
Yeah, we've got Langford, Inhofe.
I'm talking about state.
Which I'm pretty sure for at least this district is Tom Cole, I think. I'm not sure.
That's still national.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a U.S. representative.
Okay.
I'm talking about state senator and state representative.
Oh, okay.
Like, which I believe for part of Norman is like Emily Virgin.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm talking about state stuff. And the reason I say it's way more important is you're saying it's sad that, you know, people don't vote more, especially in midterms, which has always been the case. They vote less versus a presidential year. But the reason I say it's more important is sometimes you look at those turnouts on who voted for the state person.
Mm-hmm.
The person won by 12 votes. 12 votes.
Yeah, which
so I mean, like, you want to weigh the importance of, you know, your one vote. It's right there. It's not in voting for president.
Yeah, it's the local, state and local level.
Yeah. You cast your vote for president, and, you know, the state went the other way. That's going to happen, or it goes with you, whatever your choice may be. But when you've got a race that's like down to 12 votes, I mean, you could have swung it easily.
Sure.
And I mean, in theory, you could have swung, you know, a U.S. Senate race or a U.S. representative race. But those things are so entrenched. I mean, I'll tell you this. This is another stat I can just pull off the top of my head. They have a 90% retention rate. Congress does.
Okay.
For all the people that go, you know, hey, let's just vote them out, you know, and then plus we have, you know, the Tea Party, and, you know, we can talk about that on some other time. But 90% of them came back.
Yeah.
I don't care for all your efforts.
Yeah,
and
all
all this change we need to hear, whether it's Obama saying it or the Tea Party or whoever. 90% of them came back.
Yeah.
And you can blame some of that on gerrymandering, or maybe they're just, in the end, these people like these people. You know?
Yeah, or a lot of people make uninformed votes.
That too.
Like, I recognize this name, this is my party.
I vote party-wise. I don't care who he is. I don't care who's running against. And I mean, that happens. That's fine. That's their right. But for these, like, little small, you could say they're local elections, but they're statewide. They're part of the state legislature.
Sure.
12 votes. I mean, pay attention to that stuff. And the reason I would say pay more attention to that stuff is that's where a lot of, like, national, like, say, corporations or lobbying efforts or whatever, they go in, and would you rather, if I'm trying to lobby against something, would I rather have to go against one uniformed federal stance, or would I rather go after 50 different ones, like the states?
Sure.
And, like, hey, I'm a business, and I want to get in I don't like this certain regulation. Would I rather go against one uniform federal regulation, or would I have 50 different ways to get around it? I'd rather have 50 different ways to get around it.
Sure.
So that's why state legislatures are a big deal. It's like they go in and they can change big policies. And these people don't even know their names.
Sure.
But look at the influence that they have. And the fact that, you know, you could have swung that person's election by 12 votes.
Yeah. And plus, the other...
I would almost argue, like, who cares about the presidential race in a way?
Yeah.
I mean,
I hear what you're saying.
It's totally important. But,
yeah.
like, in that context about, like, the power of your vote, it's not in talking about president.
Sure.
Or who's going to be the president. But that's what a lot of people want to hear about, what a lot of people want to talk about. And that's great, but you got to put it in its context.